A couple different things we're going to touch upon this afternoon, and then we'll open it up for questions. As we all know, earlier this year, on June 30th, the books for the state officially closed for the 2020 state budget. We go on a biennium basis, but our fiscal cycle goes from July 1st and closes on June 30th. And then it takes a couple months to make sure that we've accounted for all the dollars in terms of revenues coming in and expenses. The news is much better than we had originally anticipated, and that's a very, very good thing. Earlier when we had updated you, we said we were anticipating revenue shortfalls that could be as high as over $500 million due to the COVID-19 pandemic back, I think, in June. We had originally stretched out where our projections could be over the state's fiscal biennium. But because of good management, our general operating expenses have come down. We've ended the year in a much better position than originally projected. We were able to find savings and efficiencies that were clearly greater than what the budget was balanced on. So our economy is recovering quicker than anyone thought possible, and revenues continue to outperform our earlier estimates. And so from a revenue standpoint, we're now estimating a budgetary shortfall of a little less than $200 million for the biennium. This is no small amount by any means. It is still an extremely large amount, but only a fraction of what we had originally anticipated, again, given to the management of the finances at the state level, as well as the very strong economy coming back. I still feel very confident that our administration's continued management, as well as the underlying strength of our economy, will continue to have impacts that can further reduce that budgetary deficit as we move further closer to June of 2021 when the biennium will end. So there's still lots of time to make up a lot of ground. We're on a very good path. We don't take anything for granted. We know that COVID ebbs and flows, and so we can still have negative impacts to our economy. We're not taking that as an absolute assurance, but we're definitely on a very good track, and we've been able to close a lot of that budgetary shortfall. Another issue today, back in June, New Hampshire made the decision to provide, I think as a lot of folks remember, a lot of direct support to local small businesses when we created and announced the Main Street Relief Fund. It was a very innovative fund that infused cash into businesses across the state, primarily small businesses, which is why we called it the Main Street Relief Fund. And to date, we're very proud that it remains the single largest investment into small businesses from any state across the country with CARES Act funds. We created an easy application. We made it very quickly available, and we provided assistance to over 5,000 businesses totaling approximately $340 million. And it is very heartening, if I may, to when you are out and about across the state, to hear businesses come up and say that it was a true lifeline for their business. So therefore, based on the very positive feedback we've received from that opportunity we created for businesses and their employees, we are going to today announce Main Street Relief Fund 2.0. Not the most creative name in the world, but it's simple and to the point, which will allow an additional $100 million of opportunity for small businesses across the state. Main Street 2.0 will be available to all qualified businesses regardless of whether they have already received an award under the original Main Street Relief Fund. Businesses that received an award earlier this year are still eligible to apply again if they do have additional unmet needs. Or businesses who missed the opportunity for one reason or another. Maybe they thought their revenues would be okay, but they've come to realize that the shortfall is steeper than they anticipated. Everyone can apply. Applications will be open on Monday, October 19th. So this coming Monday, the application process will be open, and we're going to keep it open for approximately 2 weeks until Friday, October 30th. And as always, more information is available at our Gopher website, which is gopher.nh.gov/apply. All of our funds are there. The nonprofit fund lived there. The agriculture fund was there. The self-employment fund was there. Main Street one was there, and now we're doing Main Street Part 2. Which again is just a way to make sure that with our CARES Act financial opportunity, it's really getting out to the citizens and the employees to make sure that our economy is vibrant and staying with us. Shifting gears, I also want to take a moment to provide an update on New Hampshire's Unemployment Trust Fund. This is the fund that we have in the state that pays out all the unemployment benefits. Obviously a very, very important fund as we hit this giant financial crisis when COVID hit. And this is the group and the fund that really managed all of the additional federal stimulus funds that had come into the state. Earlier in the year it was $600. That was reduced down to $300. And this is the fund that expanded the eligibility requirements very early on to allow folks to take advantage of those unemployment opportunities, knowing that we were going to hit some tough times. So as we use the fund gets replenished with essentially a tax out of the businesses. But as you use it, the fund really does get drawn down. When the pandemic first hit, we had about $300 million, just over $300 million. That's a very healthy unemployment trust fund. And we've been able to manage fairly well, especially as our economy has come back. At one point, we hit 17% unemployment. Obviously, a lot of folks, 120 or more thousand individuals drawing off of that fund, as opposed to the 17 or 18,000 we had at this time last year. Now that the economy's come back strong, we're now back to approximately a 4% unemployment rate, and that is very great news. And so to keep moving in the right direction and to create a climate that encourages continued hiring, we need to create certainty for businesses to know that continuing to hire workers will not end up with them having to pay more taxes that they pay to support that unemployment trust fund. You essentially pay based on the number of employees you have. You put your tax into the fund. So in some ways, as the fund gets drawn down, you hit triggers, and the taxes ultimately end up going up for each employee that you have. It's a way to help keep the fund stable, but it does put a big financial burden on a lot of the businesses that are staying open, and to help those that may be drawing off of the fund. So today, I'm announcing $50 million payment from the state's remaining CARES Act funds into the state's unemployment trust fund. This transaction will ensure that the fund remains solvent financially through 2021 without raising taxes on employers. So by directing these monies into the trust fund, it's an investment that really goes right back in to New Hampshire's unemployed, so they know that the fund is there. They can keep drawing those unemployment benefits if they're in tough financial times, as we know a lot of families still are via the COVID pandemic. But it also helps those small businesses. It encourages job creation and economic growth. And ultimately, not only does it get rid of the next tax hike that would ultimately come on January 1st later this year, it actually, because the fund will reduce a trigger that had previously been hit, it'll create a tax benefit, if you will, a tax break of about $65 million through 2021. So that's $65 million in taxes that businesses will not have to pay into the fund by, again, allowing this money to go in. So it's kind of a double bonus, if you will, a triple bonus. It keeps the fund solvent. It removes the tax increase that would likely come on January 1st, and it actually provides a tax decrease through the first quarter of next year to the tune of about $65 million. And as our economy keeps getting back on track, the unemployment numbers keep dropping, the solvency of that fund is more and more intact as we go down the line. So I think it's a great opportunity just to make sure that we keep hiring and keep everything moving forward in a very productive way. Yet another topic today. We appreciate everyone's patience. We're only doing one press conference a week now, so there's a lot here. It's a lot of good stuff. Today we are announcing a very significant investment into our public schools and the school districts that support them as they respond to the increased costs of the COVID-19 pandemic. I know the Legislative Advisory Board, as part of Gopher, has been looking at this issue for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not sure, they take up another meeting on the issue, but we're getting to the middle of October, and we're seeing the needs start to grow out there. So, we want to make sure that we're providing these resources. Ultimately, all these dollars have to be spent really within the next couple months. So there's an opportunity to do something today. So as cities and towns exhaust their current federal funding streams that are currently available, and there's still a lot of money available to schools, to be sure, we're very happy to announce an additional $45 million to become available for schools in 2 separate funds. The first fund is a $35 million fund that will distribute dollars on a per pupil basis. Approximately $200 per pupil will be allocated out of the CARES Act to every school district in the state. So everyone gets their pro rata share. Those are dollars that can be spent very flexibly. They can be spent through 2021. They don't even have to be spent by the end of December per these new federal guidelines that have come down, which is great. And they can be spent on things like Chromebooks or computers or technology or whatever they need to spend it on to make sure that these students have access to a quality education while they may be in a hybrid or even a remote learning atmosphere. So that's $200 per pupil, and it equates to approximately $35 million. We're going to have another $10 million in a secondary fund, just what we're going to call a reserve fund, an emergency fund, if you will, for those districts who have costs above and beyond. If they spent all of their ESSER money, that's the original dollars that had come in. If they spend this $200 per pupil, now they can go and use this reserve fund, and that would specifically be for PPE or testing or direct costs that the schools may incur because of the COVID crisis, specifically around PPE and testing. So this is, again, the $35 million for every school district and another $10 million reserve fund if school districts require some additional help, even above and beyond the 2 or 3 different funds that have been created. We're still going to be there for them. We've always said funds are not going to get in the way of a quality education for our kids, and being able to provide this relief and this support, I think, is a way to really shore up some of the insecurities that some of the districts and schools might have as these COVID costs may pile up. So we're going to continue to be there for them. One last announcement as we manage our numbers. One of the areas that we put obviously a great emphasis, as Commissioner Shibinette previously highlighted, was long-term care facilities. Our long-term care facilities are an issue that we're constantly talking about, as unfortunately they are prone to outbreaks. And we know that the health consequences of COVID on those older populations can be very severe. And therefore we do have to take quick action to protect the residents and the staff in those facilities. They continue to do just tremendous work. So in addition to the steps that Commissioner Shibinette shared a moment ago, we are today announcing an additional $7 million for PPE and testing for long-term care facilities. Again, just more money in there out of our CARES Act funds to cover their costs. We don't want cost to be a barrier to getting the testing and the protection for the workers and the staff and the residents that is really, really needed to help keep the number of outbreaks low, minimized, and again, hopefully back to zero at some point. These types of resources are just resources that save lives, and they have a huge impact on a lot of our loved ones that are currently residing in a lot of those facilities. So another great opportunity. So I appreciate that. I know there was a lot there in a variety of different areas. From taking an intermission in hockey, is that what they call it, an intermission? So we're taking an intermission for 2 weeks on hockey to the opportunities with the Main Street Relief Fund, long-term care, and the Unemployment Trust Fund. It's great to be able to keep moving some of these CARES Act funds out and get that financial opportunity where it belongs.